If you're new here, the Isle of Man is where I live and create most of my photography. It's a small Celtic island in the middle of the Irish Sea, shaped by folklore, weather and landscapes that feel like they belong to another time. Every corner of this place has its own story, and today we're going to one of my favourites. Tholt-y-Will Glen sits just above Sulby and is one of the steepest, most dramatic glens on the island. Its name comes from Manx Tholt-y-Will, meaning the ruined dwelling of William, which already gives you a slightly haunting sense of the history. There were once tiny crofts here and a water mill driven by the river that cuts through the centre of the glen. Some of the ruins are still hidden in the trees if you know where to look. Today we're heading to the very top of Tholt-y-Will Glen, a part of it that most people will never wander into. It's narrow and steep and tucked away, which is exactly why I love it. These forgotten corners of the island always feel like they're waiting quietly to be noticed. As we make our way up, the trees arch overhead, and the whole glen starts to feel like an autumn amphitheatre. The ferns have turned to those warm bronze tones, that perfect in-between stage where autumn is settling in, but hasn't quite taken over yet. Everything feels calm, muted, and cinematic. Finding new locations like this is one of the best parts of photography for me. Just when you think you've explored every inch of the island, it gives you another hidden place, another pocket of story. And walking around here always brings the old Manx folklore to mind. Glens like these were believed to be home of the little people, the Munjavega, who preferred the quiet places where people rarely ventured. The stories say if you walk through the woods at the right moment, when the light changes and the air stills, you might sense them nearby. Up here, with the river echoing far below and the leaves shimmering gold, you can understand why people believed it. So, for today's shoot, I've brought my Fuji GFX 50S too. And I'm also using the Mitacon 65mm. It's a manual lens which I love as it forces me to slow down a bit. A bracket setting? Moving from Sony to GFX, I've really enjoyed the way the sensor handles those deep greens and warm shadows so beautifully. For the first shots, I'm keeping it simple, looking for textures and the way the light falls across the moss and ferns. Even when I try and plan those first shots, the island usually decides the first frame for me and I just go with it. Sometimes just the colours around me will inspire me, and that's what led me to capturing these images in the ferns here in Folklore. As I pack up the last shots, I'm reminded of why I come back to these places. Photography for me isn't just about creating images, it's about paying attention to the island, to its seasons, its stories and its moods. Tholt-y-Will has its own quiet magic, and days like this make me feel connected to it. Thank you so much for coming along on this little autumn adventure. If you enjoy these behind the scenes journeys around the Isle of Man, let me know, I'd love to keep sharing them.